Welcome back. We've done a number of pieces on the recent war on Gaza, primarily on Israel locking most of the media, TV, radio, and print out of the war zone during the fighting. However, there are so many angles to the media side of this story, we're going to take another look at it this week. With much of the mainstream media marginalized, the two sides in the conflict focused on online video and social media, turning them into the new informational front line. The Listening Post's Salah Qadar now on Israel, Hamas, and the battle on the web for Hearts and Minds.
Bombs, bullets and missiles were the weapons of choice in the battle over Gaza. But in 21st century warfare, every modern arsenal includes a media artillery. The conflict in Gaza, though, took it to cyberspace, fertile ground for a propaganda war. Both the Israeli military and Hamas have taken to the World Wide Web in a battle of images far beyond the bombed-out streets of Gaza.
The new media battle is a new arena in a very old conflict.
We opened a channel on YouTube, and the purpose was to reach audiences in other countries, in other languages.
New media provided a real way for us to go over the heads of the people who guard the doors of the big media organizations and speak directly to the world.
It was Israel that struck the first blow with its own IDF YouTube channel, up and running within 2 days of the start of the conflict. Its declared aim? To explain what it was doing in Gaza.
After only 10 days, we had over 5 million viewers in this. So I think we made a really impressive breakthrough.
As well as featuring airstrikes on Hamas installations, the IDF also featured video blogs, or vlogs. The Australian-accented Captain Benjamin Rutland giving a daily war update, of course, without the need to take questions from reporters.
The Hamas had cynically used the school, where a number of civilians were taking refuge, as a location to fire on the IDF.
This vlog in Arabic even uses Quranic references to make the case against Hamas's alleged use of mosques as missile launching sites. For the Israelis, the vlog is the shape of wars to come.
The main lesson here was that we should put more vlogs on this channel. My dream is to have every day a vlog in Arabic and in English next time that we'll have a conflict.
These vlogs turn officers into anchors, but the Israeli military hasn't stopped there, turning their soldiers into reporters, allowing them to offer first-hand accounts from the battle zone.
Israel might have felt that it needs to catch up. So this time around, we've seen a lot of clips, a lot of appeal to the public through the new media, whether by official IDF spokesperson unit clips or by clips that were made to be seen as if they were leaks from the ground by Israeli soldiers, things taken on mobile phone and then put online.
It's come really from Israel's feeling that it needs to up its game after its experience against Hezbollah in the Second Lebanese War. And so they've really looked at new platforms and how they can get their message across on those platforms.
Arab governments have also been slow to adopt new media. This time, though, Hamas entered the fray. Its YouTube knockoff, Pal YouTube, featuring videos of human suffering and stirring calls to arms. These videos may play well in the Arab-speaking world, but the Arabic language site is unlikely to influence a Western audience.
We are all aware that Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, has set up a very structured, organized, formal channel from within YouTube because it's very much acceptable and politically correct for them to do so. But Hamas doesn't have this luxury. They are an internationally declared terrorist organization.
Naturally, the internet is somewhere where everybody can go and everybody can put on whatever they can or they want. So in this sense, it's a more level play field. Still, we have to remember that Israel is more computerized. It's actually almost a superpower in terms of its computing abilities, internet abilities.
Having the media framework in Facebook, in YouTube, and in Twitter even, is one thing, but feeding all those media framework with contents is another. We are not talking about equal playing field anymore now.
Palestinians and Israelis both benefited from online distribution networks. Many of the videos posted on YouTube were passed around the world via Facebook, Twitter, and Flickr. That footage was closely analysed and sometimes inaccuracies were brought to light. The Israeli military said this strike was on Hamas missile launchers. On closer examination, it turned out the missiles were gas cylinders, and the victims apparently innocent. Hamas said this video showed the aftermath of an Israeli airstrike on Gaza. In fact, the video is from 2005 and shows the aftermath of an accidental explosion of Hamas's own weaponry. With reporters banned from entering Gaza during the conflict, these sites had a new and important role to play.
What we saw was that our traffic to our website went up tenfold in the first few days after the Israeli attack started on December 27th. And we were getting contacted by mainstream media organizations all over the world because we actually had reporters on the ground.
Israel's decision to ban reporters from Gaza denied the old media the on-the-ground access they were seeking. Its new media experiments, however, focused on maintaining support among pro-Israeli groups.
The new media battle is not the battle, in the end, that is being fought on the ground in Gaza, or was being fought on the ground in Gaza. You know, that's a real battle. But the perceptions and the portrayals of it are increasingly received by people via new media.
The Palestinians more use the new media because they don't have access to a lot of other media. The Israelis mainly do it because they know that there are huge groups of people who never turn on the television set anymore, and they just get all the news and all the information online.
I don't think that those sorts of videos actually change any minds. I think the people who already think that what Israel is doing is justified enjoy them and celebrate them, and the rest of us think it's just horrifying.
Israel's decision to take out the Gaza-based Al-Aqsa TV in the first days of the fighting and run this video in its place was a clear attack on Palestinian mainstream media, a fate that new media can only hope to escape.
If you look at the future of new media communications and war, I think what you're going to see in the future is states and participants acting to take down websites that they think are giving message that they don't want to see out there.
In 2009, a new front opened in the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and it's likely to be much harder to control than the old one.
More Global Village Voices now on Gaza and the online propaganda battle.
The Israeli government, in comparison to Hamas, expends a great deal of effort in garnering support and is very effective at utilizing new technology. New media sites and citizen journalism, to some extent, have counteracted the propaganda coming from Israel.
While the Israeli consulate's use of Twitter and Facebook to answer questions from citizens was quite unique and something that we'd never really seen before during a conflict, I also think that a lot of their answers to questions were rather disingenuous. There were a lot of activists using Twitter and Facebook and blogs to disseminate information that was otherwise not available due to Israel's blockade on foreign journalists entering Gaza. And so I think in that case, I feel that the activists who were fighting for Palestine and for Gaza were more effective.
Finally, David After Dentist is one of those unlikely YouTube hits. David DeVore is a 7-year-old American who no one would have ever heard of if his father wasn't handy with a video camera. The boy had just had a tooth removed and was still fuzzy from the sedative on the drive home. His dad hit record, then posted the video. Between the original and the subsequent dancey remixes, young David has attracted more than 6 million hits, turning a bit of unpleasantness in the dentist's chair into much more than his 15 minutes of fame. David After Dentist, the remix, is our Internet Video of the Week. We'll see you next time at The Listening Post.
Uh-huh. Yeah, in your seat. Uh-huh.
Is this real life?
No.
Is this real life?
Stay in your seat.
Why is this happening to me?
Uh-huh.
Why is this happening
just from the medicine.
I have 2 fingers.
Uh-huh. Good.
4 fingers. No, I have stitches.
Yes.
I have 2 fingers.
Uh-huh. Good.
I can't see anything.
Yes, you can.
I have 2 fingers.
Uh-huh. Good.
Is this going to be forever?
No. Stay in your seat. Seat. Uh-huh. Seat. Yeah, stay in your seat. Seat. Uh-huh. Seat. Stay in your seat. Seat. Uh-huh. Seat. Yeah, in your seat. Seat. Uh-huh. Seat.